Hello, today we're going to complete the assembly of our safety glass box. When you get ready to assemble your safety glass box, you want to make sure that you have all your parts completed. You're also going to go through a sanding process before you begin your assembly of the safety glass box. And so one of the things that you're going to go through and do before the assembly takes place is you are going to sand all of your edges and faces of your different pieces. The one thing that you do not want to sand is do not sand the rabbet and do not sand the ends of either of the pieces, until the assembly has taken place. Because then that way you don't lose that nice tight joint that you're going to get when you put your box together. So to start assembly, we're going to go through, we have all of our pieces set up. When you do this, you only want to put glue on the end of your ends, because if you don't, then you have the potential of gluing your top into place. So when you do this, you're going to make sure that you just put a small amount of glue on the ends of your ends. You don't want too much, or else you're going to have a lot that's going to ooze out when you go to put it together. So we have that end done, and you want to make sure that you do not put it on the rabbets, because if you put it on there, you're going to just create problems for yourself. So we make sure that we get our glue on, and then we have this entire assembly station all set up for you, so when you reach this point. So now that you have the glue, take the box, or the bottom of your box, set it into place, take your end, set it on, take your other end, put it into place, and then now cap it with your other side. When you have completed that, put it together upside down and take your rubber band and put it back on your box. One of the things that will help you is if you set your rubber band so that it runs into the middle of your nail holes, so then it's out of the way. And just go through and adjust it. These rags on the table, make sure that they are wet, and then you can wipe off any of the glue before you get started that has already started to ooze out. Then you're not going to be caught trying to sand it off. And you can kind of move your rubber band around as you're doing that. So get your rubber band set back up. And now that you have reached that point, now what you want to do is take one of the quick grips, put it so that it is clamping from end to end, and press the clamp so that it tightens it up. And then now you have your box setting like this, and I can start nailing on this side. So grab a few nails and then go ahead and load your pilot holes that you have drilled for your nails. And then now, when you grab your hammer, remember, a hammer isn't meant to be used like this. You're going to grab onto your hammer as if you're shaking somebody's hand. So you grab onto it, so then that lever arm is doing the work. So now you can hold your box, you have it all clamped into place, and now just take your time, allowing the hammer to put the nail in. And you don't need to go any further, just get it. After you have completed nailing your one side, flip it over so that you can nail the other side. Load your holes once again. Just makes things work a lot better. And then just once again, take your time, nailing. So now that you have completed your nailing operation, now what you want to do is take your rubber band off. You can just set it inside, and now make sure that you get all of that glue wiped off where the joints went together. And then if there is any glue that seeped on the inside, make sure that you wipe it out too. So now the next step that you're going to do is you're going to take a nail set. When you do this, you are going to set it right on top of your nail. You are going to take your hammer and you are going to strike it once. And the whole purpose of this is to just set the nail just below the surface so that we can fill that nail hole. So we're just going to take care of this one side. You will take care of the other side. One of the things that you want to make sure that you don't do is don't just sit there and start hitting it. Make sure that you set it on your nail, strike it, because if you don't, you're going to add extra holes that you don't need to have to fill. Put your nail set back where it goes. Now you're going to take a piece of sandpaper so that I can see when I do this. So you're going to take a piece of sandpaper, put a little bit of glue about the size of a dime, and then what you're going to do is you can take one of the nails and you're going to use the head of the nail, put some glue on it, and then just allow that little bit of glue to just cover and to fill in the hole of your nail. And then what we're going to do is then we can move that out of the way. You're going to take a sanding block with a piece of either 220 or 180 sandpaper on a sanding block, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take it and sand over the glue, and what will happen is the sawdust will stick to the glue and we will fill our holes that way. And so I can go through, sand it up, flip it around, do the other side. And then you can see what happens is you're going to fill your holes with that little bit of sawdust and glue. You will continue setting your nails on the other side, setting the glue and the sawdust, and then when you are all done, you are going to take a piece of sandpaper like this, and you will continue doing a finish sand so that you break all of the edges. And now this is the time where we're going to get these ends all nice and sanded so that all of our edges are eased, no longer sharp, nice rounded off corners, inside, outside, bottom, top, so that then we'll be ready to apply our finish. And then when you have completed the task, set the top back on top of it. Do not slide it back in. And then take it and just put your rubber band around it so then you will not glue your top back in when you slide it in. So always make sure that you set it on top like this and then just run your rubber band the other way. And after you get that all done, you will be ready to apply a natural Watco finish that we will use to finish up our projects with. The safety glass box is almost done.